The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English speakers, plenty of English books,
and plenty of places to go and learn in the English language.
Let's be real.
Let's get active. Be more involved.
www.imamhusseinfree.tv.
Sayyid, you ate before the adhan? Do you know if your fast was valid? Brother, you love tattoos, don't you? Is tattoos haram or halal? Uncle, you don't know if it's the third or the last rak'ah? Not sure if you need to repeat it? Abu Talib, it's pork flavor but vegetarian. Is it halal? Sayyid Muhsin, your yearly khums is here again? You don't know how to calculate it, do you? Don't worry, you're not alone. And I'm sure you guys... Take off the Ahkam, please. And I'm sure you guys have questions here as well. Get the answers you need here on Ahkam SOS, where your Islamic questions and queries get clear and precise answers. Stay tuned for Ahkam SOS exclusively on Imam Hussein TV 3. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV 3, welcome back to another episode of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I'm your host for this evening, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and I am joined by our dear Sheikh Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, Sheikhna?
Alhamdulillah. Fine.
Alhamdulillah. It's great to be sitting here opposite you once again. To our dear viewers at home, before I explain the premise of the show, after all, majority of you already know, before I get into the details on how to send in the questions, I'd just like to bring your attention to one thing. Over the past couple of days, we've been having live shows to introduce you all to a specific project that we are in the process of doing, which is called the 14,000 Subscribers Club. And with that, you at home, our dear supporters, can donate £7 a month, which would go towards sustaining the media group and the different channels that we have, and it will help provide a future for the Shia kids and for the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt. So with your support, with your help and with your donations, please consider supporting it. All it takes is £7 a month. Now onto the show, which is of course what we are all here about. Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. Down below you have the various different options. I will run you through each one of them. With this number over here, 0203 515 0199. You can call in and ask the Sheikh your questions directly and the Sheikh will answer straight away. With this number over here, 07415092155, you can also call in, but you can also send us a message. And with the QR code, you can scan it and it will take you to our WhatsApp where you can either call in or send us a message with your question. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can send us a question there. Without further ado, Sheikhna, let us begin with the questions from YouTube. Assalamu alaikum. I heard that so many people are going to hell. So how do we stay away from that?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. Initially we need to have hope in Allah Azza wa Jal, in Allah's mercy, in Allah's forgiveness, in Allah's vast rahmah, who is the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. So we have to have hope in Allah's mercy and forgiveness on the Day of Judgment. Yes, those who have the wrong belief in Allah Azza wa Jal, in His prophets, and the Prophet's vicegerents, of course they have problem with their belief system, so they have to fix it. Otherwise, for the mu'mineen and mu'minat, inshallah, after their repentance, after their tawbah, after their good deeds, giving charity, supporting others, inshallah they will gain the shafa'ah of Muhammad wa Muhammad alayhi salam in the hereafter, in Qiyamah. So yes, the mu'min should have hope in Allah Azza wa Jalla, but they have to be vigilant and diligent, and to avoid committing sins. That's the key, to observe piety and taqwa. That's the key.
Of course. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Sheikhna, can a non-Muslim touch the words of the Quran?
As it is forbidden for the Muslim who is not in purity, who has no wudu or no wajib ghusl done, they cannot touch, of course, even non-Muslims cannot touch the words of the Holy Quran, the verses. So yes, they're not allowed to touch the words of the Quran.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, we have quite a long question. It asks, Assalamu alaikum. While fasting in the month of Ramadan, I committed self-pleasure, knowing it was haram. But I was completely and unhesitantly unaware that it broke the fast. The thought that it could be a fast breaker never even crossed my mind, and no one told me. So I had no doubt to investigate. Since I was unhesitatingly ignorant of the hukum, the ruling, that it breaks the fast, is my fast still valid? After I got told I stopped, I don't remember that much, but I remember this. And could you please give the fatwa according to the rulings of Grand Ayatollah Sistani?
Yeah, the Sayyid and other ulama would mention that yes, it breaks the fast. It's not something that, because you know that there are muftarat. Sometimes unintentionally I drink water, for example, or eat something while I'm fasting. Unintentionally eating and drinking, that wouldn't break the fast, but I'm doing something intentionally, which breaks the fast.
Yes.
So that wouldn't change the hukum if you don't know. You broke your fast in this way, and especially in a haram way, which has multiple penalties, in other words.
Yes.
So yes, in this case, it's batil. We just have to make it up later.
Repeat
that's
it,
the whole thing about it. Even if you didn't know the hukum, because the hukum wouldn't change. Imagine somebody says, I'm going to have marital relationship with the spouse at night. Well, I didn't know in the daytime of fasting, and I didn't know the hukum.
Okay.
That's not going to affect. The fast is gone.
Yes. Of course.
But you have to just make it up later.
You have to make that up, yes.
Yeah.
Do you need to pay any kafara on it?
Kafara on committing with the haram, to open your fast or break your fast with haram act, either eating or drinking, let's say, na'udhu billah, pork and alcohol.
Yes.
Or as he said, self-pleasure, for example, or na'udhu billah, zina, that would have multiple kafara.
Okay.
So, which is to free a slave, which we don't have slaves now. And number two, to fast 2 consecutive months.
Okay.
And to feed 60 individual poor people. So that's the kafara.
Okay, that's the kafara.
Collective kafara, in other words.
Okay.
Because you have committed haram means of breaking your fast. With the halal, yes, you can just choose one kafara and perform it. But with the haram, has to be done collectively.
Collectively.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To our dear viewers at home, it is now 10 minutes into the episode today. So I'd like to invite you all, anyone that's just tuning in now, to please send in your questions. If there's anything you are not sure about, if there's anything you'd like to learn more about, if there's any gaps in your knowledge that you feel are gaps, or you feel you just want to ask for the sake of asking, that you just like to make sure of, this is the place to do it. This is the time to do it right now, before it is too late and you will have to wait till our next episode. So make sure to either call in with the number shown below over here, or send us a message with this number, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send us your questions there. Carrying on with the question, Sheikhna, from WhatsApp. Can we eat all types of birds, or is it like fish?
Yes, again, all types of animals have specific signs if they are halal or not halal. For example, one of the narrations states that to know, one of the signs, of course, to know if this bird is halal or haram, if it's if the wings flapping, you know, when it's flapping is less or more, then that would affect. So if it's not flapping, then it's got a specific hukum. The same applies to the feet of the animal, of the bird. Again, specific signs mentioned in the books of fiqh. So it doesn't mean any bird I can hunt and eat. So specific signs mentioned.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, just wanted to ask, what if I can't remember how many days of fasting I have made up and how many qada days I have left, as I haven't recorded them down? I pay kafara every year.
You just have to basically guess the nearest to your certainty, in other words. Is it, let's say, 10 days or 15 days? You go to the least 10 days.
Okay.
And you just perform it.
On the least?
Yeah, the least, that you're almost certain. And you leave the rest, which you're not certain.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, why don't Shia Muslims use Ameen at the end of Surah Al-Fatiha during Salat?
Because it's not part of the, it's not a dua, neither Quran and neither, nor it's a dhikr. So outside these three. That's why we cannot mention it in the Salah. It makes the Salah void and batil. And that's not the Sunnah of Rasulullah, neither the Sunnah of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. They never said Ameen after Hamd. So they came, the so-called caliphs brought these things inside. As I said, the famous
from the
Umar statement that he mentioned about Taraweeh, that it is a blessed bid'ah. Ni'matul bid'ah. He praises the bid'ah. So they came with lots of bid'ah in the salah, in other acts, in divorce, in other ahkam, shar'iyya, and they changed a lot. In salah they changed a lot. So because he's a khalifa, he's free to do whatever he likes.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, are Haribos haram? My family say that even though there is gelatin, if it doesn't have the certified halal logo, it isn't halal anyway. Can you clear this up according to Ayatollah Sayyid Sistani?
You see, the Sayyid or the marājiʿ would not specifically go and find out each product and to tell you if this is haram or halal. They would say, for example, the gelatin made in the West or non-Muslim country like China, and it's taken from a dead animal, let's say, which was slaughtered not according to the Sharia, that gelatin is haram.
Okay.
You cannot consume. That's the general ruling for.
This is according to the majority of
ulama.
Yes,
majority of the ulama, many of the ulama. So in this case, you have to avoid eating anything that has gelatin made in the West.
Okay.
But the issue is, sometimes they might use vegetarian gelatin.
Okay.
Then you can, for example, consume that, which has a sign of vegetarian or vegan, for example.
It says suitable for vegetarian.
Vegan or vegetarian.
Yes.
And also, you might have gelatin brought from Muslim countries, which is still, even if it was made from animal fat or bone, again, it's halal to consume because it was made in the Muslim countries. So it depends, again, if it's made from this country or other Western countries, non-Muslim countries, and it says gelatin purely, and it's made from like beef and such like, it's forbidden to consume.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, A rather long question. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
A question regarding khums. I have consulted with an architect to make architectural drawings for me, which I plan to use to build 2 new homes, one for me and one to sell. I have received her quotes and we agreed I will pay her the deposit when she returns from traveling. My khums date is before she returns. What is my obligation to pay khums on? The amount I have saved to pay her? Please provide the ruling according to Ayat Allah Sayyid Sistani.
Yeah, they said another marājiʿ would say that whatever you have saving, which you haven't spent, at the end of the year, khums, unspent money, surplus money, saving money, you haven't used, you haven't spent, you have 11 months and 29 days to spend for holidays, to buy furniture for yourself, to buy things which are known as ma'una, expenditures of the year. There's no khums on these stuff. But anything remained and left till the end of the year, khums, unused, unspent, and you haven't paid khums in the previous year, there's a khums on this amount. So you have to calculate and see anything left over, unpaid. Yes, you're going to pay it to the, for example, to that individual to buy something, deposit. You haven't used it, you haven't spent it, then there's a khums.
There's khums that
Yes,
they have to pay on it. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, Salaam alaikum, Sheikh.
Salam.
I have done the Sunni ghusl for 2 years and I prayed during those 2 years, and only after I found out that I was doing the wrong ghusl are my prayers for these 2 years valid.
I mean, if he was a Sunni previously and he's now a Shi'i, then he should be fine in terms of the amal he did while he was a Sunni. He could just carry on with the Shi'i way of ghusl and salah and fast.
So he doesn't need to make up the
no,
salat
no. When he's
at all.
converts to Shia, then there's no need to pray with salah. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, Sheikh. And then from WhatsApp, how to complete salat when someone came during the second rak'ah?
Yes, you have to wait for the imam if he is going to go to the ruku'. Let's say he's about to leave the second surah, to finish the second surah and leave towards the ruku'. When he goes to the ruku', you say Allahu Akbar, you join him in the ruku'. But if you join him from the beginning of the salah, let's say he began Surah Al-Hamd and you say Allahu Akbar, you have to keep quiet, because the Hamd and Surah in both first, second rak'ah, you have to keep quiet and listen to the Imam's recitation. But as I've said, if you didn't catch up with the Hamd and Surah, you can join the Imam when he is in ruku'. If you can't catch him in ruku', you can't catch him in sujood. So you have to wait until the third rak'ah to join him in the third rak'ah of tasbihat. And you recite your own Hamd and Surah because it's your first rak'ah in the third rak'ah of the Imam.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, I have a question. Can a wife take money from the husband's wallet without permission if the husband doesn't give her expenses or respect and forces her to do housework with their mother's permission?
As an initial rule, she's not allowed to take money from the husband's pocket unless with his permission.
Okay.
But otherwise, she needs permission. If the husband is oppressive to her in this way, she needs a permission from the marājiʿ or the wakil of the marājiʿ that she follows with this regard.
Okay.
She can secretly get money because he's greedy, he doesn't pay her, for example. To get the permission by calling the marājiʿ's office with this regard.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then to our dear viewers at home, we have now reached the middle of this episode. So inshallah we will be going to a break. But before we do go to a break, I believe the Sheikh has something he would like to say to us. Sheikh.
Yes, indeed. As we are in the month of Rajab al-Asab, there are 2 rak'ah salah each night to be prayed for the whole month. After Maghrib and Isha salah, 2 mustahab rak'ah. In the first rak'ah you pray with the intention of this mustahab act, Hamd, and after the Hamd you recite Surah Al-Kafirun 3 times, and after Surah Al-Kafirun 3 times, you recite Surah Al-Tawheed or Qul Huwallahu Ahad once. And then you go towards the ruku' and sujood. And then you go up for the second rak'ah, like the Fajr morning, so make it easy. Second rak'ah again, you recite Surah Al-Hamd, 3 Qul Ya Al-Kafirun, so you repeat it 3 times. Each of the same surah repeat to be done 3 times. And then you have the Surah Al-Tawheed or Surah Qul Huwallahu Ahad once. And then qunut, ruku', sujood, and that's it. You end the salah each night.
Yeah.
And there's a short dua, a paragraph of dua to be recited after this prayer.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then to our dear viewers, as I've just said, we will now be going on a break. Please do send in your questions, and inshallah we will be here to answer them after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of
Is it
scholars at
permissible to
home.
plant trees by or
Was
over
Islam
the
established based on peace and
Is it permissible
non-violence?
to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim
Is there
countries?
an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 092155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
Welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I hope that during the break you managed to send in your questions. If you have not yet done so, please do so now. You've got the various different options down below. You can either call, you can either send us a message here, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send us your questions there. And inshallah, without further ado, let us, of course, continue with the question. Sheikhna, from WhatsApp, for Jum'ah Salat, is it necessary to pray Dhuhr also? And what if one has prayed the 2 rak'ahs of Jum'ah but was not present for the entire khutbah?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Initially, Salat al-Jum'ah or the Friday prayers with the 2 sermons and the 2 qunuts, this type of Salah is wajib takhiri, as the ulama say today.
Okay.
Which means it's a wajib optionally to either pray Friday prayers in Jama'ah with the 2 sermons, or to pray Salat al-Dhuhr as we do. When we are at home, for example, on Fridays or at work. So we pray by ourselves without Jama'ah and Salat al-Dhuhr normally. So wajib takhiri, you choose to pray in Jama'ah on Fridays, the 2 rak'ah with 2 qunuts and 2 sermons, or to pray Dhuhr only by yourself at work, at school, for example, and so forth. So that's the first ruling with this regard. And number 2, yes, some would say it's mustahab to repeat Salat al-Dhuhr after you prayed the Salat al-Jum'ah, the Jum'ah prayers. To repeat, istihbab ihtiyati, to repeat al-Dhuhr again. So you pray the Jama'ah, the 2 rak'ah, with the sermon, and then afterwards you stand up and you pray Salat al-Dhuhr again. Just istihbab, as I've said, it's not wajib. You can just pray the Friday prayers, the 2 rak'ah, with the sermon, and walk away.
Okay.
That suffice. According to Al-Sistani and Al-Shirazi and other ulama, it's fine.
That's fine.
There's no issue with it. But just in case, some would say, as istihbab, ihtiyati, to repeat or pray as well Salat al-Dhuhr with the Salat al-Jum'ah. But anyhow, not attending the whole khutbah. When the khutbah is part of the salah, I'm not sure if ulama would have an issue if somebody walked away from the khutbah. Would it affect the salat? We have to see.
Okay.
But it's part of the
it's
part of the salah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can you please give any special dua or ibadah to find a job?
Begin reciting the Adiyat of Rajab. there are short ad'iya of Rajab. Open the Mafatih al-Janan book, go to the section of Adiyat Rajab, and try to recite each dua. And beside that, the best way to get a job and rizq, to perform, I mentioned a couple of weeks or days ago, with regards to the A'mal of Shahr Rajab. Lots of istighfar. In Surah Nuh, وقل استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم بدرارة ويمددكم بأموال وبنين. So to get amwal, money and wealth and children, do istighfar. So it's mentioned in the Mafatih Jannah again, أعمال of this month. أستغفر الله وأتوب إليه 70 times. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو وحده لا شريك له وأتوب إليه. Again, there's a sadaqah after one of these istighfar, to pay sadaqah. Stick with this istighfar. Definitely istighfar will do miracles. Yes.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can a man end a temporary marriage via text, or does it need to be spoken verbally?
You have to tell that, you let down the rest of the days, for example, or months, or let's say hours. I don't know how many has been agreed. So, وَهَبْتُ لَكِ الْمُدَّةَ, as they say, so the rest of the days. So,
okay.
Yeah, to make her known to her.
And
I'm not sure if text would work, but she should know that he's letting off the rest of the days or weeks.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I buy halal products from a company who also sells wine?
I mean, most of our shoppings, to be honest, from the giant supermarkets and malls in the West, and they would usually sell part of their section alcohol and pork. But we don't shop these, or we don't get to buy or deal with these issues and items. So we just avoid that aisles of alcohol and pork and such like. So you can buy from the halal section or what is allowed.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, how to deal with a Muslim brother who is a munafiq, a hypocrite?
Number one, we should understand that we cannot easily, for example, define somebody who is munafiq unless we are certain.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, because what nifaq is, somebody who's concealing disbelief or something against the faith, and he's showing belief and iman and so forth. So you can't really define somebody's munafiq. Sometimes they might have jealousy, some kind of other bad manners or akhlaq. So you can't accuse people, in other words, with such claims and accusations, unless you're certain. And of course, you have to choose the right friend. When you see somebody is out of the way and he's not listening to you and he's stubborn, just leave that friend and choose mu'min, believing, akhlaq. It's important that you choose the right friends. And we have the narrations about the description of the friends. In one of the narrations, which is very, for us, is strange, that a true friend is when he or you, for example, would put your hand inside his pocket and grab money, and without any issue. So you would take money, he takes your money from your pocket without any issue. So it's like you're more than just friends, like brothers.
Okay.
That you don't mind him to go and take money from your pocket and spend it on himself, for example. So it's this much of friendship is what is mentioned in the narration, to this extent.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much, Sheikh. And then from WhatsApp, is there zakat on gold bars in Shia Islam?
There's a threshold for the gold and silver to pay the zakat for. So the specific amount, kilograms.
Okay.
When it reaches that threshold, then you have to pay zakat. Yes, specific.
Yeah.
And a specific type of gold, of course, and silver.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, I wanted to ask how to perform sujood al-shukr. Can you please tell me how?
You just prostrate on the muhr or the place of prostration and say shukran lillah. That's it.
Do you have to be facing the Kaaba?
Yeah, of course. If you can, it's better, of course. Kaaba on on the earth, for example, the sujood to be in the wudu if you can.
Yes.
And just say shukran lillah 3 times, for example, as much as you can. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, are we allowed to attend the New Year's celebrations and see the fireworks?
I mentioned this last time, that with a couple of conditions we have to be careful with this regard. That number one, we don't promote falsehood in this gathering. Number two, we don't commit sins. You know, sometimes there are people around you drinking and so forth. They come to hug you from the opposite gender. You know, there are haram stuff. Music is being played, DJ is being played, for example, other music. So you have to be very careful to be away from that crowd. You know, many of them could be drinking, enjoying their night. So you have to be careful.
Of course. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, how do you tell the validity of your hadiths? Do you believe in any Sunni hadiths? And do you believe in Sahih?
No, we have, alhamdulillah, the way that we work with the hadith, or ulama work with the hadith, we have ilm rijal and ilm hadith and ilm diraya. We study the chain of the narrators of the hadith, each hadith, and also the meaning of the hadith. You know, sometimes the narration, the chain of narrators is correct, is sahih, but the context or the meaning of the hadith is not feasible. In other words, it's not giving what the ulama need, for example. So they would ignore this hadith. They won't apply it in the fiqh, for example. And sometimes you have the opposite. Sometimes you have a weak hadith with the weak narrators, chain of narrators, but the context or the meaning is strong. And there are other qara'in, as they say, other hadith would give strength to this hadith. So they make this weak hadith strong. So
there's different criteria.
There's a science for the hadith, anyhow, that we follow. So it's not just take any hadith and work on it and that's it. No, there's a proper science and work on each hadith.
And then do we believe in any Sunni hadiths?
If the hadith is in line with the Book of Allah, Kitab Allah, as the Prophet said, and the Sunnah and Ahlul Bayt's hadith, وَعِتْرَةِ أَهْلِ بَيْتِ, as the Prophet said, then we accept it. For example, famous hadith in Bukhari, for example, which says that, I think Aisha narrates, that the Prophet said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَيَرْضَى لِرْضَى فَاطِمَ وَيَغْضَبْ لِغَضَبْ فَاطِمَ. Allah would be pleased if Fatima is pleased, and He would be angry if Fatima is angry. This hadith is in our books as well, and we accept it. So it's a sahih hadith. There's no issue with it. We accept it. It's in line with the Book of Allah and the Prophet's Sunnah, which he loved Fatima alayhi salam. Bad'atun minni, she's part of me, and she's the woman of the best of the women of the world. Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, part of the verse Ahlul Bayt wa yutahhirakum tathira, to purify you, thorough purification, O Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet. So that easily gives us a sign that this hadith is also, we accept it, although it's in a Sunni narration from the Sunni book, but it's in line with the Book of Allah and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, I want a dua for forgetfulness and success in studying. What du'as are there to recite?
There's a small dua. If you open Mafatih al-Jinan, just Amal or the Ad'iyah after Salah. I think it begins with Subhana man la ya'tadi ala ahli mamlakatih. If you memorize or write this dua, this beginning, or type it in Google, you'll find the dua.
What was it?
Subhana man la ya'tadi ala ahli mamlakatih. This gives some kind of strong memory, inshallah, for those who are studying, having exams and so on.
Okay, thank you very much. From WhatsApp, Sheikhna, do my parents have the rights to my salary?
No, if you're a mature and adult, or let's say baligh, then it's yours. You have the control. And nobody has the right to basically get involved in your money. It's your money. As long as you're adult, baligh, Rashid, mature, then it's yours.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what is the Shia view regarding the hadith of the 10 Sahaba promised paradise as Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman are seen negatively. Is it seen as a fabricated hadith or what?
Yes, as the brother mentioned, it's fabricated indeed, because you are, if you read through this narration or the names of those 10 people was mentioned, you'll see some of them fought each other in battles, like the Battle of Jamal, and Battle of Siffin. So it's a contradicting and conflicting hadith. It's against to what happened exactly between the Sahaba. The Sahaba killed each other.
Okay. Yeah.
They shed the blood of each other in the Battle of Camel, which was led by Aisha. Talha and Zubair. Talha is one of the Mubashirin, the 10. Talha came to fight Ali, who was also Mubashir bil Jannah. How could the radiallahu anh kill or comes to fight radiallahu anh? It's impossible.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's why the problem with the Sunni hadith or the Sunni literature, they have conflicting hadith and they accept it. So, or Muawiyah, for example, came to fight Imam Ali in Siffin with many Sahaba with him, and from the other side, Ammar ibn Yasir. So I can't say Ammar ibn Yasir radiallahu anh and Muawiyah radiallahu anh, because Muawiyah killed Ammar ibn Yasir. His army, one of the soldiers, killed Ammar ibn Yasir. And the Prophet said, "Oh Ammar, ستقتلك الفئة الباغية." The transgressing group will kill you.
Okay.
And Baghi, who transgress against Islam and the Holy Prophet and Quran, would go to hellfire. So that's why we say always be consistent, vigilant when you go towards studying the life of the Sahaba. You can't say all of them are adil, just, radiallahu anhum. Quran says, الذين specifies, not all the Sahaba, radiallahu anhum, الذين iman, اتبعوا بإحسان, gives conditions, iman, ihsan, كذا. It's not just all Sahaba radiallahu anhum, because they were fallible. They were mushrikeen, many of them before Islam. They were used to drink alcohol, even if they became Muslims and Allah Azza wa Jalla forgave them. But that wouldn't give them immunity. Islam wouldn't give someone immunity, because you are in the world of testing.
صح.
So you become Muslim now, you join the Prophet in his battles, you gave your wealth for the cause of Allah, ahsant, but you have to remain and stay and follow Rasulullah's instructions and don't go against it. If you go against it, you're out of Islam. Whoever you are, to be a wife of the Prophet or even son of the Prophet like Nuh, إنه ليس من أهلك. Allah says to Nuh, he is not part of your family, and he is Nuh's son. That's the reality. حق باطل doesn't know son, companion, wife at all. He only knows حق and Allah Azza wa Jal.
Ahsant, Shaykhna. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, how many goats need to be slaughtered for aqiqah of a boy?
Usually it's one in terms of sheep or goat. It's just one. You can go more if you want, if you have enough money. It's up to you, but mainly it's one animal to be sacrificed.
Okay. One animal or one goat in particular?
يعني usually it's a sheep. Usually it's done as a sheep, but you can do goat as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, Salaam Alaikum. Is it possible to sit in a family gathering or in a gathering when guests come to our home if a woman or some of them don't wear the hijab?
Number one, it's important that you have a place for the ladies, if that can be and somehow organized before they come. So ladies will sit in another room and the men will sit in the other room. So that's one of the solutions. If not, then try to at least advise them, let the ladies know that, if they can wear a scarf, for example, before they come, that this is a house in which we have men, we have hijabi women, to respect the code of dressing, in other words. So that's part of the Amr Ma'ruf, for example, Nahy an Munkar, and so forth. So they try to do their best in terms of guiding them with this regard. But otherwise, if the situation in a way that you can't avoid it, then of course the Quran says وقل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم. The men should lower their gaze.
Of course, yes.
And try to advise them in that gathering that, may Allah guide you towards the right path and so forth.
Yeah.
Hijab is a chastity, dignity for the woman and so forth.
Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, Salaam alaikum. Is it mustahab or haram or makruh to wipe the face after qunut?
Not in salah. No. It's not mustahab in salah.
It's not mustahab. Is it makruh?
I'm not sure. It could be. I'm not sure exactly, but not in salah to be wiped.
Okay.
It seems to be outside the salah, not in salah.
Outside the salah, you're allowed.
Something mentioned, within that. I think one of the A'mal Rajab, or one of the salawat, when you pray it and you mention the dua or salawat, you wipe. They mention in mustahab acts rather than inside a wajib act.
Okay, thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, what's the ruling for touching opposite gender or getting touched by mistake? What if the touch is made on the clothes?
On the clothes, there's no issue with it if it's unintentional. And even if that happens, for example, while you're exchanging, let's say, coins.
Yes.
Or notes, for example, unintentionally would be fine. But one should avoid if they can. So
they should make sure.
They can.
Okay. Thank you, Sheikh. And then from YouTube, is writing fiction permissible?
As long as it doesn't, again, causes corruption or towards falsehood and so forth. But why should we waste our time in fiction rather than writing about? If I have a good writing skill, I would write about Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, their life. Let's say if it's to do with marital issues, for example. There's lots of information about the love between Khadija and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or between Ali and Fatima alayhim salam. As a couple, for example, you can write something, for example, in this regard. So try to utilize this pen for something that you will, as mentioned, hadith, that something that you leave after your death is a piece of paper that people will benefit.
Yes.
Would the fiction benefit the people after you in the hereafter? So you have to think and reflect, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then for the final question of the episode, Shaykhna, from YouTube, what do you do if one spouse has become an atheist?
Of course, they have to separate from each other. If it's a genuine atheism, sometimes it's how can I say? It's not that radd, as they say. But if it's a genuine atheism and he believes in it, there's no God, there's no creator, and so forth, there's specific ahkam in the books of fiqh that have to be separated and so forth.
Okay, thank you very much, Shaykhna. And also, thank you very much for being with us today and answering all the questions. Alhamdulillah, I know myself, I learned plenty, and inshallah the dear viewers learned plenty as well. To our dear viewers, thank you very much for tuning in and asking your questions. We do apologize if we did not get the chance to answer all of your questions. Please tune in on our next episode, which will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. So make sure to tune in and send us your questions in the episode, and inshallah the Sheikh will be here to answer it. Just a couple of notes before I round off the episode. At the beginning of the episode, I mentioned a special project that we are currently working on, which is called the 14,000 Subscriber Club. And we are inviting you all at home to come to us and support the TV channel Imam Hussein TV 3 by just donating £7 a month, which would go towards sustaining the TV channel, sustaining the programs that we do here for all of our future generations, for our kids, for all of our kids at home. And inshallah, they can grow up and be lovers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam. This, of course, has been Ahkam SOS. I've been your host, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and inshallah, we see you in the coming episodes. Fi amanillah. hard-hitting, insightful discussions.
Because when I come to the hadith, I look for...
To shows for the whole family.
Welcome to 7 Steps to Heaven, yes.
To shows that keep you on the edge of your seat.
The winner is...
To live streams from the holy city of Karbala. There is something for everyone on Imam Hussein TV, your gateway to Karbala.
Are you in court for raping English girls? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. Women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending...
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy. They love us, our food, our fashion,
our culture.
The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English